Hello there, everybody. It's me, Mario, again. And like I said, I know it's kind of, I know it's kind of weird that I keep saying that every time, but it's really the only best thing I could think of, and I think I'm just gonna kind of stick to that. So, and you guys are probably used to that. So, there's probably some people say, "Oh, think of a new way to introduce yourself," but then there's probably those that say, "Oh, it's okay, it's fine, just stick with what you got." So, I'm just gonna stick with what I got. But anyways, the reason why I'm doing this video right now is, well, yeah, if you notice, I mean, you probably saw this before. Yeah, I'm all messed up here. I'm actually not sure why that happened. I think I got beaten up a couple times or something. But anyways, that's not the main reason. The main reason I'm doing this video is because, well, yeah, that's just kids outside. And all right, anyways, sorry, I get distracted by something. Anyways, it has been about 1 year since Angry Grandpa versus Mr. Grouse huge fight. Basically, it's been about 1 year since Angry Grandpa and Mr. Grouse had a big fight. And now I'm not talking about like Angry Grandpa's death. You probably thought that it was. It actually is kind of related to his death back in December 10th, 2017. But anyways, yeah, it has been about 1 year since Angry Grandpa and Mr. Grouse's huge fight. Wait, it has? Oh, Luigi, geez, you scared me. Oh, I didn't think I scared you that much. How's it going? Hey, there, guys, it's me, Luigi. Yeah. Hi. I kind of have to do this video right now. I kind of get it up. So yeah. Do you mind just going? Really? Is that how it's gonna be? You know what? Just because I know you are kind of pressed for time, and I know you gotta get this video out in a certain time, I'll let you do it. Okay? So hey there, guys, it's me, Luigi, and I'm out. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So now what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, it's been about 1 year since Henry Grandpa and Mr. Grouse's big fight, and I'll tell you, during that time, I'll tell you, it was kind of an intense time. And I mean, it probably wasn't too intense. I mean, you guys seen Angry Grandpa get into huge fights before, where he's kind of gotten ripped up. I think this is probably the second time that he's gotten ripped up. The first time was when he got into a when he had basically the first time was when he had a fight with Eustace Bag, and that was also a pretty big fight as well. I'm not actually sure which one's bigger. Well, I think the one on, I think the basically, actually, before I get into that, actually, the video, this was actually, it's actually been 1 year since the final Four Seasons video um, was basically, damn, I can't, published, that's the word, sorry, like I said, sometimes I just can't think of words right off the top of my head. Well, Jason, you must be an idiot. Strike, are you serious right now? What? Hey there, guys, it's me, Shrek. How's it going? It's been a while since we've seen each other. Actually, no, has it? You've been seeing the last video. Look, can you just go, please? Not until I get my cheesecake. What? Nah, I'm just messing with you. I just wanted to say hi. Okay, well, yeah, no, you mind just going? Yeah, sure. See ya. Alright, anyways, now what was I saying? Oh, yeah, well, basically, I was saying, yeah, it's been about 1 year since that last no. It's been about 1 year since that final Four Seasons video was produced. And I can't, it's kind of crazy how time goes by, I remember actually, jeez, those kids are loud. I remember one time where, back in November 10th, that's when I started my first, Four Seasons video. And I'll tell you, I basically, there was 8 parts to that series. It was basically an 8-part series. And, as I look by, each time I look at it, time just goes by and by, like after I posted the whole series, I just notice how time just goes like quickly, you know what I mean? And basically what I'm saying is, yeah, it's been about 1 year since the final part was produced. And I'll tell you, I just can't believe it, It's so much stuff has happened during the whole Four Seasons series. Like, you notice that, like, in the first few parts of the series, and I'm not talking about like the clips, I'm talking about that, like the separate actual parts of the series. It isn't like as dark. You know what I mean? Like, it basically gets more intense when it gets towards Angry Grandpa. I think it's I can't exactly remember the part, but maybe it was part 3 or 4 or something. I can't remember, but I just remember that was during those times when things really kind of started to get intense. And now basically, yeah, I just can't believe that time flies that fast. It's just crazy. As I say, time flies when you're having fun. Although some of it was fun, but some of it was kind of chaos too. So, anyways, so now basically basically the point of this video is and this is probably something this is probably something you've heard last week when Angry Grandpa did his 2 year explanation, like basically did his explanation on his 2 years since the actual Angry Grandpa's death. Basically, you've seen. What am I trying to say? Basically, when they actually had their fight, it wasn't actually on December 17th. All right, the video itself was published on December 17th, and along with a lot of other videos and all that. And hold on a second, let me think. All right, well since I don't know if this is exactly what I was gonna say, but basically, the reason why this whole fight started. And this is probably something Angry Grandpa explained, but it was a really long video, so I'm going to try to explain this as quickly as I can. Basically, this fight started when when we were outside back in August 2018. We were outside doing a video, and I did something to kind of make Angry Grandpa mad, and it caused him to like smash some type of leaves onto one of the poles out there. And basically, this one, I actually kind of saw. Well, I didn't see it. I actually did no. Basically, we somehow heard this one guy. He was walking up, and he was saying like how my grandpa shouldn't be doing that, and that if he does that again, he'll call the cops, and that he needs to get his anger under control and stuff like that. This guy, who is Mr. Grouse from the Loud House show, Mr. Grouse from Loud House. Anyways, basically, he had called out Angry Grandpa, saying that he would call the cops and all that. And let's just say that Angry Grandpa didn't take that so well. But before, Angry Grandpa, decided wanted to kick his ass in that moment, I decided that I would want to talk to him. And so I did. And honestly, yeah, he didn't really get that far. I don't know why. I guess he must have been doing something else. And I basically stopped into where he was at, and I actually offered to talk to him in the car because it was kind of raining outside, and I mean, I would have offered maybe to take him in the house, but that would be a little bit weirder, since we didn't really know each other at that time. But anyways, yeah, he actually accepted to go in the car, and we talked for a little bit, and he actually was one of those guys that didn't like the camera, and basically after kind of craziness, we talked, and I sort of did confront him, not confront. I asked him, if he really did mean that stuff, and he said yes, he did, and basically we talked back and forth about that, and then he said that I think when I mentioned that Angry Grandpa was gonna kick his ass or something, he basically said that he wanted to meet him up by the one of the soccer fields up the ways. I'm not gonna give too much information on that. It's really windy out there. Anyways, he basically gave me some info that he actually wants to meet Angry Grandpa in one of the soccer fields on a certain day. We weren't really sure then. I'm not even sure if he really gave me actually, no, it was the day after. He wanted to see Angry Grandpa the day after. Basically the next day he wanted to see Angry Grandpa. And so, we arranged that. And then after that, he pretty much rushed home. And so I told Angry Grandpa that. And then comes the next day. And basically it was kind of crazy. This is the next day getting towards the soccer field. And basically, the weather kind of changed as well. It was like nice and sunny for a little bit, and then for some reason, it just kind of got cruddy. As you noticed, it kind of got cruddy, and basically, we meet Mr. Grouse up at the soccer fields, and Angry Grandpa basically confronts him. They argue back and forth. It was kind of peaceful for a little bit, and then it kind of started to go. Things kind of went south. When I think Angry Grandpa started arguing, and then Mr. Grouse, they were basically arguing for a bit, and basically what really went wrong was when Angry Grandpa hit Mr. Grouse with a stick, because I guess he was just really mad that Mr. Grouse called him off, and so he decided to let him know, hey, don't mess with me or else. And basically, Angry Grandpa pretty much ran off, and I didn't really leave just quite yet because I wanted to see how Mr. Grouse was doing. For some reason, I think Angry Grandpa was waiting for me. I don't know why. He usually doesn't have the patience. But, basically, it's after that, Mr. Grouse particularly wasn't too happy about that. And, and he wasn't too happy about it. and he said, and he seemed like, yeah, I honestly don't know what happened afterwards, but I just know he wasn't too happy, and he did snap at me a little bit, even though he didn't really mean to, and so yeah, we pretty much walked back home, and so then it becomes a month later, and I'm pretty sure there's something happened before that, but I'm not gonna really get into that. If you notice as well, I actually did see Mr. Grouse's videos as well, but I'm not gonna really get into that. That was during when we were. It was actually emailed to me, but I'm not gonna get into that. That'll be a story for another time. Anyways, then comes a month later, and basically, this one girl comes up to my house. This yellow-haired girl and she also had a red shirt and also red and black shirt. Basically, the girl Angela, basically her name is. She was basically this girl named Angela comes over to my house, and the reason she comes over is because she was sent by Mr. Grouse. And I brought her. I brought her inside, and when Angry Grandpa saw her, he wasn't too happy. I mean, as you obviously saw, he flipped out, he raged, and was pretty much wanted an answer from her. And she basically gave him a lot of information. She was sent by Mr. Grouse, and she basically said she was basically telling Angry Grandpa. And this is from Mr. Grouse. Basically, she said to Angry Grandpa that, basically that Angry Grandpa shouldn't mess with him, and that, if Mr. Grouse saw Angry Grandpa again, things would really happen. And the way she made it sound like, Mr. Grouse was gonna kill him, and basically, he didn't take that so well. But he didn't really do anything just right this second, because on that day, we were actually getting our driveway paved, so he couldn't really do anything right that second. But then it came later in the day, Angry Grandpa takes Angela to the backyard. And if you're wondering if we took care of her, we actually did. I'm surprised he actually was taking care of her. Well, I think I know why, but I'm not gonna get into that. So then it comes later in the day, he takes her out to the backyard, basically to show her the garden and all that. But the real reason he took her to the backyard was to kill her, and that's basically what he did. It actually started off, he actually chopped off her head, and that actually wasn't what he wanted. That actually wasn't part of the plan, wasn't part of his plan. And so, he had to run back in and get some tape so that he could tape her up. And if you're wondering why he didn't just do it from there, he actually wanted to give her pain. I don't know why. It seems that these characters want to give certain people pain. But, and so, he wanted, and so, he, after taping her head back on, he we could have taped her. She asked, if we could tape the rest of her body on, but he threw it away, and that wasn't because it basically wasn't part of the plan, and so he continues on stabbing her. She actually tries to fight back, and she didn't do so successfully, and he ends up murdering her, and then after that, we basically go back to the front. We basically go back to the porch. Hang on a second. Here, let me fix this thing. Hey there, everybody. Hi, I'm back. Yeah, sorry for that interruption. My phone was going off and I had to answer it. And actually, here it is right here. I'm gonna put it over to the side. Yeah, someone just called me and I just needed to take it, and then I realized I forgot to do my video. I was just hanging here for a little bit, and I realized I needed to continue on. So I'm gonna try to go through this as quickly as I can. I'm not sure how long this is gonna be so far, but I'm gonna try to go through this as quickly as I can. So now let me think where I left off. So I think I left off where basically, after Angry Grandpa murders Angela, we go back to the front porch, and I kind of question him if he feels good about himself, and he said he does. And then, all of a sudden, this guy comes out of nowhere. This one guy who also had yellow hair, and Angela, she had like yellow and brown hair. But anyways, this guy, he has yellow hair, and he has a blue shirt and brown pants, and his name was Richard, and apparently he's the brother of Angela. And he was wondering where she was at, and Angry Grandpa was telling him, oh, I don't know where she was at, and he wasn't so convinced by it. And basically, I just couldn't take it, because what he just did, and I flat out told him, I told him what had happened, and Angry Grandpa I'm surprised he didn't really get crazy on me, flipping out saying, oh, why the hell did you do that? Like, he was just sort of like, oh, Mario, why would you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was mad. Don't misunderstand me. But I just was surprised that he did like get really mad at me. But but yeah. Anyways, so now Richard knows, and basically Angry Grandpa is pretty bad now, and he's basically wanting Richard to go because, he just doesn't need to deal with that kind of stuff. And, he started threatening Richard, saying, "Are you going to question me or are you just going to go?" And, Andrew was about, and then basically he was about to tell Richard something, and then Richard just sort of ran off. I mean, not sort of, he did. And yeah, and that's when Amy Grandpa kind of regrets saying that stuff actually, because before telling him, saying, you better not tell anybody this. So yeah, so now Amy Grandpa, I think, was kind of nervous. And apparently what I saw in that video as well is that Amy Grandpa went back to the backyard and basically splashed water on Angela and continued on murdering her. And that was a screwed up moment. All right, and then let me think. I'm trying to think, 'cause there's moments before that, but basically comes about a month later. Well, 2 months later actually, in November, where basically Angry Grandpa checks on Angela again, and actually I'm trying to think if there was something happened before that. Well, no, I know I did see some videos on Mr. Grouse's end as well, but I'm not sure exactly when those happened again. But anyways, basically comes about 2 months later in November, and that for some reason Grandma had the thought of burying her, and like why couldn't he have done that sooner, like why on the day off? But I guess comes 2 months later, and couldn't believe it was actually that long, and like I said, he decides to bury her, but he has a spoon and a knife. Like, I don't know why he needed this. Well, he said why you needed a knife, and he said you wanted the spoon so that he could try to obviously dig up a hole, basically. And he wasn't so successful at doing that. He tried to do his best, but as he was trying to do that, then there's these two people, a man with his girlfriend, and they were actually, if you actually want to know something, they're actually it's basically Caveman and Cave Girl, and you might not know these guys too well. I mean, the last time you saw them was like during that time. This guy's name was Greg the Caveman, and then he had his girlfriend named, he had his girlfriend named Diane the Cave Lady, or Cave Woman, or Cave Girl, whatever you want me to call her, I don't know. And basically, they come over, and for some reason they decided to come into the backyard, because I guess they thought it was like civil to see what was happening in the backyard. And and stupidly I decided to tell them what was going on. And for some reason Diane was seemed confident in talking to her grandpa herself. And if you want to actually know something, I'm not sure if she could actually speak English, and it wouldn't really matter anyway, because the creator can't really do a female voice too well. And basically, yeah, she said that she was actually referencing that she actually wanted to see her grandpa alone. And I probably should have told her about what he's pretty capable of at that point. But I was kind of stupid and didn't really tell her too much. And basically, yeah, we take her to the backyard. I take her to the backyard, and basically, yeah, we were gonna have her talk to him, but it basically goes wrong when I did send her back there. He was like, "Oh, why is she over here? Why?" And basically, in the end, he ends up killing her as well, and she fights back as well. But he's like, if you saw the video, he does things. He basically like stabs her and stuff, and basically ends up murdering her. And so because after that intense moment, like I said, no, and like I said, she did fight back as well. But I mean, I thought they were going to be cool. I thought they were supposed to be cool, but I guess because it was kind of the wrong moment for me to send her back there. I should have done something. I honestly should have done something, but I was just too nervous. I was just too scared. I mean, even though I'm a plush character, I'm not a paper character. Still, I just didn't want to take the chances. I just didn't want to take any chances. So I decided, after he did that, I decided to run off and get Greg, and basically he ran back over there and didn't really take it too well and started questioning me, like why I didn't do anything about it, and basically they had a fight, and he ends up basically Angry Grandpa ends up murdering him as well. And it was a really intense moment. All right, I'm not gonna lie. It was. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna lie. It was just very intense, and because those two died, and they're pretty much not coming back. And pretty much the same with Angela. As to this day, they're still not back. And also, as I saw, Mr. Grouse said as well. Apparently, he was over he was actually at the backyard at that moment. He was basically checking out Angela, and they were not too happy about it. Him and Richard. And I think it was a day later or so. I can't remember exactly. Around a couple of days or so later, I can't remember exactly what day it was. I actually, for some reason, I'm not sure what I was doing. I think I went to over. I think I went back over to the. I went back over to the soccer field. I think it was to check on the leaves again, and during that moment, I think that's where I saw Mr. Grouse, and apparently they were doing a little video of them of their own, and that was actually the moment I think where. Actually, no. Wait. Wait a minute. No. Wait. No. I think it was that before that. Hang on a second. Okay, my mistake. I actually got the days mixed up. All right, it was the day before I explained all that. Where basically Amy and Grandpa went to the backyard and, decided to bury Angela and all that. It was actually the day before. Where I actually went over to to that one soccer field, and the first time where Amy and Grandpa and Mr. Grouse confronted each other. I went back over there and somehow I saw them. I forgot actually how I got into them, but I think I just saw them and I decided to go back and check on them. And I think I apparently told him the news, and apparently Richard hasn't told him the news yet. And surprisingly, yeah, after 2 months, and obviously after 2 months of like Angela not being home, like surprisingly, he hasn't told them yet. And I think it was that moment where we told Mr. Grouse what had really happened. And and let's just say that he didn't really take it that well. And I'm not sure exactly how Richard took it. But yeah, he didn't really take it that well. And I remember actually it was that moment where he actually... I think it was at that moment actually. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Actually, before that, I remember going to Crow's Woods with Angry Grandpa. And... he basically was explaining his emotions and all that, how he was feeling, and he also wanted to fight Mr. Grouse at the Crow's Woods, and basically we were talking about that, and I'm not gonna really get into that, and then it comes like a day or two later, where basically I talked to Mr. Grouse, and basically I tell him the stuff of what Angry Grandpa told me, and he actually accepted to fight, especially since he knows at that moment that Angela has pretty much been murdered by him. And actually it was that moment where I actually got Mr. Grouse's phone number, and actually just kind of a little bit afterwards I think I deleted it or something because I don't have it on my phone. But anyways, let me think what I'm trying to say. Basically, I got his whatever. He accepted to do the fight, and it was about to. The plan was it was about to happen. Oh, hang on. Hey guys, sorry again. We had some people. I had some people up in the door, and I'm not going to give too much information about them. But anyways, so now where was I? I think I was talking about. Yeah, basically, I was talking about how basically Mr. Grouse accepted to do the fight with Angry Grandpa. And it was supposed to, the plan was it was supposed to happen sometime in December, and well, it ended up happening, but I'm not gonna get to that yet. And apparently there's this other guy. I actually saw Mr. Grouse's video where apparently there's another guy named Rick who is Richard and Angela's father, and actually we have him. He's actually living here right now. Basically, he wasn't happy, and I could understand why he was happy. And I guess when he found out what had happened to Angela, that's just what really made him mad. And and so that happened, and hang on. Hey you guys, I'm back again. Yeah, sorry for yet another sudden interruption there. Yeah, make sure it doesn't happen again, Mario. Okay. Okay. Now, do I just hang on? You know what? Fine. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Just ignore me. Okay. Anyways, sorry for yet another sudden interruption. My grandpa and little brother came home, so naturally I had to deal with that for a little while. But now that he's finally gone now after a couple of hours, now I can finally explain more. So now let me think. What was I saying? I'm just gonna try to wing this. All right. So yeah, basically it was the day before. Yeah, it was basically the day before when I explained all of that, when Angry Grandpa decided to check on Angela in the backyard after 2 months. It was the day before when I actually saw Mr. Grouse and Richard and all of them. And yeah, I think I was the one that told him the news. Mr. Grouse accepted to do the fight with Angry Grandpa after asking if he wanted to do it, or I don't know if I did ask him. I think I just told him that, and then he said he accepted. I got his phone number, and then apparently there was this other guy, Rick, who lives with us, and he wasn't too happy, and he also seemed like, he definitely seemed like one of those guys that didn't like the camera around. At least he used to be. Now he's a little bit more relaxed by that, but sometimes still, I mean, not so much. And yeah, and I think he's still not really in the best mood. I mean, he's better now, I'll tell you that. He's better. I mean, if you saw him now a little bit, which I'm not going to really do right now, if you saw him now, you would see that he's in a lot, better mood than he was. Although he's not, he's kind of still a little bit upset because he doesn't have his kids and he lost his wife and all that, and you know. So yeah, so basically, yeah, so that happens, and then a day later, I basically already explained it, and grandma checks on Angela, and that doesn't go well, and well, what doesn't go well is then when Greg and Diane, the cave couple, came over to check on him, and yeah, and then apparently, and then I guess apparently after that, it was a crappy day out, it was like a rainy day. Angry Grandpa was doing his own video, and he decided to try to make the hole bigger. And yeah, it was a rainy day. He decided to go back to the backyard, dig the hole, make it bigger, and this time he had a yellow shovel with him. And this time, yeah, he decided to dig it up and make it bigger, and then he was able to actually successfully bury Angela, Greg, and Diane. The people that he killed, and yeah, he was able to bury them, except he had problems there. Apparently he had problems there, where Benson, for some reason, was checking on him, and I don't know why Benson was there. Yeah, Benson, do you know why you went into the backyard at one time? Remember that one time when your grandpa was doing something in the backyard on a rainy day, and for some reason you were out there? Honestly, yeah, I don't remember. I honestly don't know. When was this? Well, that was over a year ago. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Well, yeah, I do know what you're talking about, Mario. Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I feel like I just should check in the backyard. I honestly don't know, to be honest, Mario. I really don't. But yeah. So I couldn't really tell you. So yeah, sorry. Well, it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, yeah. So, but they basically have a little argument right there, and then I guess Benson, you called him out. Yeah, I do remember calling him out. When he kind of gave me a hard time and all that. I think we had a little fight, and yeah, and then well, you can explain the rest. All right, yeah. So, you know what? No, actually, let me explain it. Hello there, guys. It's me, Benson. I mean, people already know that. Look, let me just continue on, okay? So basically, what happened, I saw your grandpa in the backyard, and he was digging something, and then when Mario said what was happening, and I actually was told about this as well, see, I didn't really know too much, yeah, he apparently buried 3 people in the backyard, and I didn't know it beforehand, before, I noticed what he was doing, and basically, yeah, we had an argument, and I did call him out, and I probably shouldn't have done that, because, it did seem like he was in the mood, but, as defensive as I get, I called him out, and so then came the next day, where it wasn't as bad, it still was kind of rainy. Basically, I was outside, hanging out, and, basically, let's just say these 2 people named Mr. Langer and Greg Universe. Greg Universe is the red-faced guy, and Mr. Langer, he wears like a... Well, he's a human with white hair and wears like a white lab coat. Greg Universe also wore a white shirt as well. Basically, I was confronted by both of them. I had to fight both of them, and I think it was when I told Greg about what Mr. Langer done to me, was when he started to confront Mr. Langer. And this actually happened before, but I'm not gonna get into that. And basically they fight each other, but then after I knock some sense into both of them, they make up, and it's all cool, at least for a little bit, until Angry Grandpa came outside and started basically murdering both Greg and Mr. Langer. And after he pretty much did that, then yeah, we had our own fight, or maybe it was before that, I can't remember exactly. But I mean, we had our own fight, and yeah, it was just a screwed up time. It was really messed up. It was supposed to be peaceful, and then of course all that crazy stuff had happened. I see Greg and Mr. Langer fighting, and then all of a sudden, Angry Grandpa comes out and he's fighting them too. Basically, Greg and Mr. Langer, and he wasn't able to kill me because I'm a plush toy, but still, it was a pretty intense moment. Yeah, and I think you told me about it, and oh, there goes the phone. Well, basically, yeah, you told me about it, and actually, I meant to put out the clip, and maybe I might do this. You know what? Maybe I'll have to look around and see if I find a clip. But if I do, then I'll show you guys, and maybe I'll turn off the camera and see if I can find that clip. And if I do, I'll add it in this video. And I know I don't want to make this too long, but But well, after I do that, if I do find a clip, I'm gonna make it short. But if I don't, well, I'm gonna make it short anyway because I feel this has gone on for a long time. Okay, so yeah, so you know what? I'll be right back. You saw something? Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I see now. All right. Well, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey there, guys. So I've looked around on my computer, and there is a clip of after you know, that huge fight between Benson and Amy Grandpa. So I'm gonna show you that right now. So yeah, let me just show you that. I can't believe he did that. Mario. What happened? What happened? Oh, Benson? Yeah. Do you mind coming upstairs for a minute? We need to talk. I guess I can come upstairs. Yeah, come on, let's go. I need to talk with you. Get those leaves. Did you want to talk to me? Yeah, I did. Alright, we need to talk for a minute. About what? This is bull crap. This is absolute bull crap! Benson, what is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. You know Amy Grandpa, right? You're fairly close with him? Yeah, what about him? Hey, let's just say that he murdered 200 people. Wait, what? I can't believe it. Alright, let's just relax. Sorry, Mario. I'm just so stressed out seeing him what he did. If you want to know, he murdered two people. Greg Universe and Mr. Langer. Oh, I think I know Greg Universe, but I don't think I know Mr. Langer too much. Mr. Langer, if you watch the regular show, we had the second time we had two dome experiments. The first time Langer wasn't there, but the second time he was there, and he was technically, or at least he was acting like my boss. And for a long, I known Langer for a long time, and then he came out of nowhere. And then Greg Universe came out of nowhere. They had a confrontation, and well, basically, what's the point? The point is that when we were all making up, when Langer and Greg Universe were making up, then Amy Grandpa comes out of nowhere. Amy Grandpa literally stabs Greg Universe. Wait, what? Yeah, he just came out of nowhere. He stabs Greg Universe, and Greg tries to fight him back, but then he eventually starts. It just starts getting so. He starts tearing him up more and more, and then he just throws him, and then Langer tries to stop him, and then Amy Grandpa pushes him, and then he starts grabbing me, almost trying to murder me. Wait, really? Yeah, because apparently yesterday I wanted to check out what was going on in the backyard, because if you wanted to be honest, well, didn't you tell me, or didn't I hear somewhere that he murdered one girl, and then this one couple, another guy named Greg and Diane? Yeah, they were actually cavemen. I actually know them because I met them one time, and they were supposed to be frozen in the ice, and I don't even know what. But anyways, so I heard that happened, so I actually kind of checked in the backyard for that reason, and then I see him back there with a shovel and with a knife, and I started questioning him, and then he started giving me crap then, but I decided to be a bigger man and decided not to fight him, because I just decided to be the bigger man and not go through that crap, right? Yeah. And then I did say some stuff like, go to hell, Amy Grandpa, and all that. Well, why did you say that? Because I just wasn't going to tolerate his crap. He threatened me with a knife while telling me to leave. And on top of that, and now today, I try to do a video. Mr. Langer bothers me at first, and then Greg Universe bothers me. But then Greg Universe comes more to my side. He defends me more, and defends me against Mr. Langer, right? And then basically, long story short, They start arguing with each other, and then they make up, right? And then Amy Grandpa comes out of nowhere, stabs Greg's Universe, pushes Langer, chokes me, fights me, and then starts choking me, and then Langer stabs him. Wait, what? Yeah, but Amy Grandpa doesn't particularly die, and Amy Grandpa fights Langer now. He's fighting Langer, and then eventually he starts, and then he cuts Langer. Like he pretty much chops him, and then he rips him up, and he does that to Greg Universe too, and it's just ridiculous. So basically, I don't know what's going on here. Amy Grandpa's lost his mind. He's out of control. Oh my gosh, I don't know why he's acting like this. I don't know why either. But whatever you're planning on doing, it needs to happen soon, alright? Like, talk to some people. You know, maybe some people that might know I'm grandpa, even people that might not, just talk to some people so that they can do it every year. Because this is not going to happen. I'm not going to let him do it. He's not going to do this crap and get away with it. It's bull crap. Yeah, it is. So talk to some people, do something. Angry grandpa needs to be controlled. He needs to be controlled. Okay, just calm down. How can I calm down when I had somebody strangle me and witness 2 people being murdered by him? You know, I'm just gonna get behind the camera. Yeah, I just want to let you know that, Mario. I don't know what you're planning on doing if you're gonna get that under control, but you better, or else there's gonna be something happening. Like, I don't know, but just get it under control, will you? I will try. I need to go. This is just absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna have to start talking to some people about it. Especially some people that might know Angry Grandpa more. This is ridiculous. You know what? I need a minute. Grandpa killed 2 people. What? First he kills Angela, and he threatens to kill Richard. And then he murders Greg the caveman, and Diane, his girlfriend cave girl, right? Well, basically, he murders the cave couple, Greg and Diane, and now I hear that he murders 2 other people. This is too much. I wish I could talk to him, but I feel like if I did, then stuff would happen to me. You know, I need to talk. Oh, Mario, just a quick question. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. How come my grandpa hasn't done anything to you? Well, I think it's because we're close. I think it's because we're closer in some ways. Alright, you know what? Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, that probably explains it. I can't believe this bullcrap. I just need a minute. Alright, well, you know what? I gotta talk to some people. Well, let me do that. I'm gonna turn this camera off. It's just unbelievable. This is unbelievable bullcrap. Alright, well, let me turn this camera off. See you later. Alright, let me turn this off. Alright guys, I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed the clip. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot to put that on there. Yeah, I did. I didn't really realize that until the last minute. And so, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. And so, now, here, get back on here. Let's go back. Hey, fly goes fly. I thought this was a talk about you going, hey, oh, whatever. Anyways, well, that's actually me doing that. Oh, you know what? Whatever. Alright then. So now basically, let me just continue on because that was a 7-minute long clip. So I'm gonna try to make this as fast as I could. So did you find it? Yeah. Apparently there is a clip where we do talk. So yeah. So I'm gonna try to finish this off as fast as I can. Okay. Alright. I'll let you do that. Alright. So yeah. Basically after that. After pretty much what you just saw there. Yeah. Benson was pretty alarmed. And he told me. And well, you obviously saw the clip. So I'm not gonna get into that. So then. Comes later on, and let's just say things start to get a little bit more negative, and then I think at some point, I'm not sure which one comes first. I'm not really sure which clip comes first. The time when Rick and Richard are taking a walk and talking about the fight, or the time when Angry Grandpa invaded Mr. Grumpy and Mordecai's video. I don't know, but I'm just gonna mention this where basically Rick and Richard are walking outside, and they're basically talking about how they're gonna fight Angry Grandpa, and Rick, of course, is like, "Why do you have the camera on?" and all that. And after they talk pretty much for a little bit, Rick seems very ready to have this fight with Angry Grandpa. Richard, he was not particularly too ready, but I think around the end of the video, he started to get more ready and execute. So basically the point of mentioning that is things really start to get heated. Everybody's pretty much ready. And then there's a time where Mr. Grumpy and Mordecai were doing their own video, and then for some reason, Angry Grandpa pretty much interrupted their video after what I saw in that clip. Pretty much a lot of interruptions already, where Mordecai and Mr. Grumpy had to deal with Rigby and Chef Patsy and Bowser and all that, and then Angry Grandpa comes out, pretty much intruding the video. And basically, it turned into a huge fight right there. And then Bowser comes out, and basically, yeah, he starts to have a huge fight with Angry Grandpa, and you know, it's kind of like a chicken fight because you heard the music, and but yeah, they basically have a huge fight, and then Mr. Goodman has to break it up and all that, and oh, there was something else I wanted to say. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, basically then comes later on, well I'm not, actually I did this, probably some of it was probably beforehand, I can't remember. There was times where I actually asked people around to help me out, to help me deal with Angry Grandpa. As you saw, I asked the Brooklyn guy, I asked Murray Man and Barnacle Boy, I asked Mr. Blakeman, I asked, there was somebody else I asked, Eustace Bag. I very much asked those specific people to help me out with Angry Grandpa, and luckily they all accepted to help me out. And well, as you kind of saw the result right there for some of them, but I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, pretty much I asked them to pretty much help me out with Angry Grandpa, and I did it in different spots. One, because, you know, mainly because I wanted to show the leaves, and also I guess just so, you know, we had the same person in the same place. And they were wondering as well, the meetup spot, you know, I had a specific meetup spot, but I think it was just because it was the day of and it was kind of last minute, sort of. We just had them all up on the one table. So, yeah, we didn't have them in the original meetup spot that I intended to, but, you know, it all worked out. But, anyways, before, you know, I get into that, basically, yeah, I get everybody, I pretty much ask everybody, and what else? And then I guess, yeah, you know, comes Mr. Grumpy and Mordecai's video, where they try to do their own video, and then Angry Grandpa interrupts that, and then the big fight between Bowser and Angry Grandpa, and basically, and then then basically Luigi's videos, where you see Luigi showing the leaves one last time, you know, before it gets to the intense stuff, and then comes the day of, somewhere in December. I can't remember exactly. It was somewhere in December. That was when everybody was getting ready for the big fight between Angry Grandpa and Mr. Grouse, and you know, we had everybody settled and ready, and we got everybody to the car, and we didn't head straight to Crowswoods. We had to go somewhere else, but, you know, I'm not going to get into that. And then after that, yeah, we went over to Crowswoods, and yeah, pretty much everybody was ready for the big fight. And if you're wondering, you know, how Angry Grandpa didn't notice everybody, because see, they actually went in the same car. They actually hid. They didn't sit on the seat. They actually hid under, and since Angry Grandpa really wasn't paying attention too much, you know, I pretty much got everybody to the car before Angry Grandpa, and then me and Angry Grandpa got in. Luckily, he didn't notice me. I think it's because they hid under the seats, and yeah, and so we were getting ready, and then, like I said, we head over to Crow's Woods. Everybody gets ready, and actually, everybody, yeah, as it was said, you know, everybody actually did start running over there. They were all walking at once, and then they all started running at once. And Angry Grandpa, as you noticed, was suspicious of that. And then things really started to get heated, you know, like I was in the bathroom actually just explaining it. And then Angry Grandpa wanted me to go to the car and told me his plan and all that. And it really started getting intense, feel intense. And long story short, in Mr. Grouse's end, Rick and Richard were ready as well for the big fight. You know, pretty much, I guess, to stop Angry Grandpa as well. And basically, long story short, everybody tries to stop Angry Grandpa. I mean, the Brooklyn guy was the first person, and he pretty much lost terribly. I don't know why. And pretty much everybody else got cut up and died. You know, some were recreated, like Rick and Mr. Blakeman, but everybody else pretty much died. You know, pretty much everybody else died. A lot of them put up a good fight. Some of them didn't really put up too much of a good fight, and some of them pretty much did. Like Rick, for example, he pretty much got his revenge, sort of. Well, not entirely. I mean, that happened 6 months later when he really got his revenge. But yeah. So he pretty much fought everybody else, and it really was a bad idea for me to get everybody else involved. And now I think about it, yeah, to those guys, I'm really sorry for, you know, for that happening. I mean, it's kind of hopeless for me to apologize since, you know, everybody's gone. But, you know, for those guys, I mean, I'm sorry. And, you know, I think I have apologized to Rick and Mr. Blakeman for getting involved as well. Rick actually was involved in his own, so, you know, I actually don't think I apologized to him. But Mr. Blakeman, I did apologize to him, and surprisingly, he did accept it. You know, I think he just thought that, you know, he was trying to, you know, that, I think he just understood, you know, I'll just leave it at that. And then comes a huge fight between Mr. Grouse and Angry Grandpa. And it kind of didn't go as planned. It actually got a little bit more physical than I thought it would. They started losing body parts and all of that. At one point, Mr. Grouse cuts off Angry Grandpa's legs, and then, well, not legs, it's like half of his body. Angry Grandpa pretty much cuts up Mr. Grouse. They pretty much get all cut up, and then at the end, they start chopping each other's heads off. Angry Grandpa chops off Mr. Grouse's head first, and then somehow Mr. Grouse is able to get his head back into his body and cut off Angry Grandpa's head. And it was a really intense moment. And I just think of those people that I wanted to get involved, just to stop Angry Grandpa. And stupid idea on my part. And so to those guys that didn't make it and that didn't get recreated, I'm really sorry. And I'm glad Angry Grandpa and Mr. Grouse are cooler now. And as Angry Grandpa mentioned last week, Mr. Grouse went back home, and Rick is still here, so that's I guess that's okay. And at some point, I think I might recreate his kids. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not even sure if he particularly wants them at this point. Maybe he does. I mean, that's kind of a stupid thing for me to say, but who knows? But I might do that soon. So anyways, so I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna stop now. All right, and I'm sorry for this really long video. It's just that I guess I had a lot to say, and I guess I really said a lot more than I should have. So I'm really sorry. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah. All right then. So this is me, Mario, and there probably should be some other things I have to say, but I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah, that's everything, Mario. Okay, you're done. Hold on. Jeez, that scared me. What? Seriously, you're turning on the camera now? Well, yeah, turn it off, okay? You're done now, alright? See you guys later, okay? Turn it off, come on. Now, okay. See you guys later. Okay, bye.